Reading the title, and I'm sure countless characters fill your mind, each exemplifying and embodying a storied history filled with highs and lows. Perhaps you think of the Bloody Baron, a crude warlord whose deplorable actions drove away his own wife and child. Despite his apparent sins, Geralt learns of why the Baron was driven to such lengths, and the good he means to enact once his wife and child are found. Some may consider the immortal Olgierd von Everec to hold this title. His deal with the devil caused him to lose all compassion, leading to the death of many innocents and the untimely demise of his own wife. Still, his motivations were that of a love-struck man, desperate to hold on to the only thing he cared for, actions that led to her eventual death. Despite the hours of content dedicated to each character, I believe the true answer is established within a quest that takes a fraction of the time. Where the Cat and Wolf Play was released as a free DLC on July 3rd, 2015. Despite its nature as additional content, the quest feels wholly integrated within the world, and only further heightens the morally grey nature and complexity of The Witcher 3. Its central character is a Witcher named Gaten. Hailing from the School of the Cat, Gaten was hired to kill a beast plaguing the village of Oniton, more specifically, a Leshen.
Come on, you know what happened. Know what they wanted to pay me for the Leshen? Go on, guess.
100.
Haha, if only. 12. Understand, pal? 12 fucking crowns. Barely covers my potion ingredients.
What had you agreed to?
That several times over. But when it came time to pay up, you know the routine. Oh, good sir, me young'uns are starving. There's a war on. Gods have mercy. Show some pity.
We learn through this dialogue that the Witcher completed the contract, and upon asking for his reward, the villagers told him they could not pay in full. Despite the elders' lavish surroundings, they pleaded with the Witcher, citing the ongoing conflict and a famine that has racked the populace of Velen. They instead offer 12 crowns as his reward. The Witcher claims that this was a pittance compared to the original offer, and would have barely covered the cost of his potion ingredients. Already, we see the blatant disregard the villagers hold for the Witcher's profession. A sentiment echoed throughout the books and the games. The poor folk look down upon witchers, despite the sanctity their job brings. This willingness to avoid responsibility is a trend Gaten has grown tired of, and so, he demands for his payment in full.
Told them I wouldn't show pity. And if I didn't see gold, they'd wish they had the Leshen back. They got these grim looks. Then the alderman spoke. Calm now, Master Witcher. Me and the lads, we hid some gold in the barn, so's the Baron's men wouldn't take it. Come, you'll get your coin right quick. I fell for it, like a fool. One of them chattered on while another jabbed me in the back with a pitchfork.
How the hell did you survive that? Pitchfork wounds are bad. Know that all too well.
I turned at the last instant. Prongs went in shallow, at an angle. Missed my lungs. I admit, I lost my temper. Lost it bad. I'm used to shit bounties, to the cheating, to them begging me for help and then spitting as I pass. But murder me? Just to save a few crowns? I'm supposed to protect Horsens like that? So I drew steel, and didn't sheathe it till the ground was slick with blood.
The Witcher describes the elder and villagers being overcome with a grim look, before he is told that he'd have his gold once it was removed from its hiding place. During the idle talk of the elder, Gaten was stabbed with a pitchfork, a blow he claims only narrowly missed his lungs. Betrayed over a handful of coins, Gaten loses his temper and slaughters the elder and villagers within the room. His rampage does not stop at them, and instead he continues, cutting down each member of the village, only returning to his senses when he sees a little girl. Gaten did not spare the lives of women or those fleeing from his wrath, and so you dare to wonder, why would he stop for a little girl?
The girl. Why'd you spare her?
'Cause... it doesn't matter.
Wouldn't have asked if it didn't. Talk.
Reminded me of my sister. how I remember her from just before they took me away to the School of the Cat.
How is she now?
Died about 10 years ago. Of old age.
He claims she reminded him of his sister, family who he deeply loved before he was forcibly taken to become a Witcher. He shares she died 10 years ago, succumbing to old age. Throughout his recounting of these events, Gaten does not paint himself as a hero, nor the village as a villain. Instead, he claims,
I admit, I lost my temper. Lost it bad.
and he laments the lack of regard the villagers held him to.
I'm used to shit bounties, to the cheating, to them begging me for help and then spitting as I pass. But murder me? Just to save a few crowns? I'm supposed to protect Horsens like that?
Hardly a fitting reason to massacre Oniton, but never does he try to claim moral superiority. To view the situation from his eyes, after an assumably long and difficult battle with Aleshin, one of the Witcher 3's most dangerous monsters, he returns for his reward. Met with a figure of 12 crowns, a sum so low it cannot buy a baked potato in game, he demands more money. It is then where he is almost fatally stabbed and his massacre begins. While his motivations may be understandable, the prelude to his battle with Aleshin may further reinforce his point. We know this profession is one he's plied for decades. The utter disregard for his services, shared by villagers and nobilities alike, is a constant grating thought within his head. The potions mentioned within Gaten's conversation are also known to inhibit his decision-making process and cloud his emotions. Forged from alchemical ingredients toxic enough to kill most humans, ingested potions such as Swallow are known to heighten emotions needed within battle. Both factors likely amplify the intensity of his actions and can build a narrative of justification. However, there are many more details within the game that spin his actions into a much more uncertain light, establishing his character and quest as the Witcher 3's most complex. Through Geralt's investigation of Oniton, he finds the corpses of villagers remiss from the initial betrayal. He finds their faces within the dirt, a clear indication of them fleeing before death.
Blade pierced her back between vertebrae, severed her spinal cord. She couldn't move. Bled to death. First cut severed the aorta, second hit the femoral artery. He died quickly, didn't put up a fight. Died without a fight. Butchered. Sword wounds.
His victims are many, and people who Geralt deems as no threat number among them. This trend of violence is further amplified by Gaten's dialogue.
Not the first time either, right?
Wanna kill me, Wolf? Fine. Draw your blade. Don't force me to confess.
This silence proves that the Witcher has done atrocities like this before, and due to the continued prejudice he experiences, it's a trend he'll likely do time and time again. In this encounter, it's clear he doesn't hold much regret for their deaths, and views the massacre as an incident among many. The only perceivable difference from his previous slaughters being the mercy he showed to one girl. Instead of doing this out of regret, he spared her due to the mere memory of his sister. A righteous action, though one tainted by uncertainty. I say all this not to delegate justice to Gaten and declare one decision as correct, but instead to demonstrate how such a small quest and its central NPC can stay in my mind for 10 years. While your opinions may differ from my own, Gaten's nuanced and excellently crafted dialogue paints a story of grief, prejudice, and rage that mesh together to hold the title as The Witcher 3's most complex character.